he doesn't do anything on the YouTube channel. Like you do the descriptions. I upload the video. Mix does the thumbnails. What the fuck is that guy doing on the YouTube channel?
The answer is Epstein's Island. What is the question?
I think the question is, what is the place where Stephen Hawking can finally say, ooh, I like that black hole. Drop your pants and show me how to dance.
Welcome back to Critical Banter, the unserious podcast by Aussie corporates for Aussie corporates. On this week's episode, we have two, dare I suggest, seminal segments. First one, what is the question? We're bringing it back. And the second segment for today is compare and contrast, the tier list segment, Australian chocolates. We're going through them all. We're finding out the definitive best Australian chocolate. But before that, drop the week, we got me, Miguel, we have Senny.
Hello.
We have Cushy.
Yes, sir.
And we don't have Rohit, and we would love to take this opportunity to just talk about some of the shenanigans this man has put us through, the fucking trials and tribulations he has put us through and himself through. So who wants to kick off? We've got fucking plenty.
This has been building for months. We keep talking about it. Oh, an episode where Ro's not here. We should all just bring up all the stuff that we've seen and that's happened.
When did we, because what I'm about to show you is essentially, we of course have a YouTube channel. If you don't, please subscribe. But sometimes what happens is a certain person here in the podcast leaves it logged in and decides to treat it as their own channel. So this person starts to watch videos as if it's their own channel.
Yeah, well, because we all have access to it. So, you might accidentally forget to switch out of the account.
Precisely.
Checking some analytics or whatever, and then, yeah.
Yeah, and Sen and I located this find, I'd say, mid last year somewhere, a long time ago.
Yeah, we discovered this first quirk maybe. Yeah, I want to say maybe 6-7 months ago. And we've just let it develop. Yeah, we've let it develop. I remember we had a meeting and we were like, oh, this is great content. And then Ro was like, what are you guys talking about? We're like, yeah, settle down. All right, we'll get through it in a bit. So 6 months later, we've arrived. And I want to go through a YouTube watch history and more specifically the videos that are being watched that are not Critical Banter. So, of course, you have episode 207, the Scammer Gets Scammed, the Critical Banter podcast class. Then we have I Venmo requested 100 billionaires. What the fuck is this?
Oh, no, that's when Rohit was on his thing like, I'm going to beam request $1 billion people, $1 off 1 billion people, and I'm going to try and get $1 billion. So you can really see where his head is at.
Okay, so this is, by the way, end of July.
Okay.
And so I think this is the part where maybe the three of you also started editing TikToks.
Okay.
And so he searched up how to import custom fonts in CapCut Mac.
Fair enough.
And then the next day, inside the customs and border protection scam.
What?
And this is, I think, because the next few are all scams. It must be exactly what you're talking about. Pranking scammers featuring Mark Rober. When scammers lose to ransomware, full 4-hour call. And I could see it's completely watched.
What's the name of the channel?
This was by More Kitboger.
Oh, no, because I know me and Ray bonded over scamming videos before. So
is it that other guy who wears like sunglasses or whatever?
He's got blue hair. Not ninja with a low taper fade. It's like some other guy with blue hair.
And then he's got later, this is now in September. So it looks like in August he took a bit of a break.
No, he logged on to the right channel.
He got, I hired special forces to beat my friends at paintball. What the fuck is this? And then he gets a little bit serious. Max Marchione on independent thought and the value of courage.
Oh, yeah.
So self-development, yeah. Good on you, Ro.
Less than 500 views though. So
what the hell is he watching?
Where he's found this. And then the very next video is how to find sequences in Premiere Pro. Which I have to say, I'm a little bit worried because the man had been editing for 2 months since that point in time. And a sequence is the first step.
I hope that video is like 30 seconds.
It's 2 minutes, 36 seconds. And then he's got the EFM D30 iPhone case by Officeworks.
It's like a review or something.
It's just 17 seconds of the actual case.
What?
A 360 view of the case. That's it.
What is this guy doing?
Yeah. And then he's gone to Misfit Minds, popular channel.
Oh, yeah.
Helping a nerd lose his V-card, featuring Angela White.
Oh, wow. Okay. And for our uninformed listeners, look up who Angela White is.
And then he goes, then these next two videos are hilarious. He goes, he's just watching clips. Seinfeld. Why do they call it Ovaltine?
That might have been me, actually.
Okay.
I'll put my hand up. That might have been me.
I'm not sure if the next clip is you, but I unfortunately cannot pronounce this. The video is in Chinese. The text is in Chinese. And it's an 18-minute video of 2 iPhones being compared as far as I could see from the thumbnail.
I really hope it's in English.
You see it?
Otherwise, It's Korean as well, bro.
Korean. There you go. Korean. What he's watching. Oh, and then he's got exes look through each other's phones. The unlocked
Is
cut.
that cut video? That's a
Cut.
great video.
Yeah, cut video. And then we've got Christopher Plowman and Sword Gordhammer. AI, generosity, and building a conscious platform.
Fair enough. It's all over the platform, this man.
And then the very next video, 2 hours, 45-minute timer.
That's it. I've seen that. Someone keeps watching timer videos on the YouTube, like a 3-hour timer or a 2-hour. Just set a timer on your phone.
He also has like 8 hours brown noise.
Brown noise.
Yeah.
That's the one it's so funny, bro. Why is he watching 8 hours of brown noise, man?
Like, I don't understand.
What was the one you sent in the group chat, Sen? Wait.
Yeah, so we forgot about this for a while. And then I recently, I think maybe a month ago, I logged onto the YouTube and I saw, like I was watching our videos and then I saw on the right a video that was already watched. And
It's ADD/ADHD intense relief extended ADHD focus music. It's 3 hours.
just for 3 hours.
And I think he got about 25 minutes through it.
And then his ADHD kicked in.
So, Ro, log into your personal YouTube account, please.
But also, obviously whatever he's watching on the YouTube, our YouTube, is what he watches on his personal YouTube. So I just wanted an explanation about all this. Well, is there an explanation, perhaps?
I honestly just think he just forgets. But the thing is, I don't know why he's on the YouTube at all. He doesn't do anything on the YouTube channel. Like, you do the descriptions. I upload the video. Mix does the thumbnails. What the fuck is that guy doing on the YouTube channel? The man's doing nothing.
Do we need to revoke his access?
But that's where I'm like, what? I think what happens is perhaps he logs in because he's the one who handles the emails. And so maybe he logs into the emails.
Yeah, because the Gmail's linked to it.
That's what I'm thinking what happens. But still, like, bro.
Don't give this man an excuse.
And so speaking of revoking his access, the YouTube is one thing that we all have shared. The other thing that we have shared is obviously the business bank account that we have.
Which we all have individual cards.
And we all, now that we have moved from, and we talked about this earlier on the podcast, when we moved from Bankwest to now CBA, we all now have individual cards. And Manu, you were doing a little audit of the bank account.
Yeah, because the other day we ran out of funds, right? So we get charged for a bunch of things automatically. And something got declined, right? So I'm like, all right, let me dive in. Let's see where our money's at. And then if we need to put more money in, we'll put more money in and pay for, I think Adobe it was, right? And so I'm scrolling through and I have a look through. And then I go on there and then I see a couple transactions for Squarespace and Google G Suite. And then I see 2 lots of these, right? One set in November, and one set in December.
It's a monthly.
Yeah. And as well in the Thursday one, there's a $4 payment to AliExpress.
Which could have been us.
Right. And then, so like before this, I heard from my partner as well, going around a lot is there's some CBA scams or credit card scams. I don't know how they're doing. Maybe they're skimming or random card generator or something. So I'm like, maybe we've been done here. Maybe we got to go to the higher authorities and sort of sort this out. So I put in our group chat, anyone do these transactions? You know, these 2 fine young gentlemen reply straight away. Kush's like, nah, it's not me. And then Sen's like, oh, it wasn't me, but I'll, check when I get home, whatever. Ro takes a million years to reply. And then he's like, fuck, what did he say?
I think he said it because you asked whose card is this ending in those 4 numbers.
Yeah, because you 2 said it's not you.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I saw in the transactions, the card number was there. So I'm like, okay, whose card ends in this number? So then, Kush was probably at home, says no. Sen probably didn't have his card, but he's like, I'll check at home. And then I know my card number. So I'm like, this can be one man and one man only, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and I'll let him verify. All right. So then he replies, oh, weird. That's my card. And then I said, oh, all right, did you cop anything on Google Suite or Squarespace? Before answering my question, he's like, how are you seeing this?
Very defensive.
All right. And then he's like, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, I think that was for my other business. I paid for all those sort of things. And I'm like, how have you used the wrong card? And then he's like, wait, I'm confused. And then he sends a card number. Is that a Critical Banter card? And I'm like, brother, what is the name on the front of the card? And then he says, my name. But our cards have like all our names on it or our business name on it, right? So like, obviously he has a card that has only his name. So I'm also confused here. Well, does your other business have a card or whatever? And then he goes, I've checked both cards and they both end in the same number.
What are the odds of that?
That's crazy, right? So then he's like, I'll refund the card. And then he does a refund, whatever. And then he said, okay, I've transferred it. And then I said, oh, should we move it to our savings account just so we don't have the money in there so we don't get charged for other things? And I was like, yeah, it should be in there. I look in the card and then it says transfer from XXX29, right? The money in. And then right after that, same day, it says transfer out from XXX29. So he's transferred the money into our business account from his other business, and then he's transferred it straight back to the business. So then I'm like, did you just transfer it to yourself? And then he's like, yeah, I did.
Wow.
And then he sorted that out. And then there's one more thing this man has done. So Sen said he's got the YouTube, he's got the business account. We've also got the Instagram, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's the third thing we shared, right? So we all, transparent. We all share responsibility of replying to people, replying to DMs, whatever, right? And then we got a DM that, someone greeted us a Happy New Year. This man replied, Happy New Year, man, brother.
Say that again.
Happy New Year, NEAR, man, brother. Happy New Year, man, brother. How do you type those series of words?
I'll understand the first one. The near year. All right. Something happened wrong. But the man, brother.
Man, brother.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man, brother.
Oh, man, dude, this guy needs to be kept in check. Like, he has to be kept in check. We need to audit whatever this guy does.
I think he needs like view-only access or something, man. He's a menace.
I'm getting a little worried now, boys. I'm getting a little worried.
So yeah, as you can tell, we're running this podcast with a literal disabled man. An actual handbrake on our business.
Bro, he took funds out of our account.
Oh my days. Speaking of being meta, we're on that theme anyway. We had a new intro. I don't know if the listeners heard that right at the start. Well, give us your thoughts if you agree with what we just said.
Is it an apt description of who we are? Because late night show, we thought we're getting further and further away.
Yeah, we're going through a bit of an identity crisis here at the podcast. So we're just trying to figure out who we are. So we'd love to get some feedback if you thought that was a good description. And if we hear nothing, we're going to assume it's good and we're going to keep going with it. Alrighty, our game today is what is the question? We haven't done this in
Eons.
I want to say
maybe
more than. I don't think we did it in 2022.
When was COD Warzone popular?
2020. We flogged it to death in 2020, and I reckon we lingered about in 2021 as well.
2 years, you reckon?
And I reckon since 2022, 23. Oh, shit. We're in 2024.
2 years and a bit.
So it might have been, it's definitely been over a year, I reckon.
Yeah. So a rehash of what the segment is then. What is it?
We've each got some prompts that are answers, and then we're going to get the other two to give us some questions, some comedic questions about what we think the question for that answer is. Yeah. And then whoever's got the prompt will decide who the winner is, the funnier answer.
You're the what do they call it? The answer czar. Like
the card czar.
Where's that from?
Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, dude, I haven't played that game in yonks.
I always say no when everyone plays it.
I remember in 2020, I think it was, in COVID, we played so much of the online cards and that was it. Because after a while, you see all the cards. I'm like, fuck, I've seen this answer so many times.
Oh, we know what's coming. Donald Trump is coming. Oh,
yeah, exactly. All right, I guess I'll start us off. I've got 5 for you boys. So the first one, the answer is 37 minutes. What is the question?
I think the question is, what are 2 time frames we are expected to last in bed and in a game of Frisbee?
37 whole ass minutes.
7 minutes.
All right, Miguel, what have you got?
I believe the question is, how long did Kush spend on hold with Dell?
He wishes it was only 37 minutes.
You wish, man.
All right, I'm going to have to give that one to Miguel. Next one. The answer is Epstein's Island. What is the question?
I believe the question is, where do priests go for their initiation camp?
Very nice.
All right, Kush.
I think the question is, what is the place where Stephen Hawking can finally say, ooh, I like that black hole. Drop your pants and show me how to dance.
Dude, you keep Stephen Hawking's name out of your mouth. But I'll give you that one.
That's crazy. That was a bar and a half, bro.
All right, next one. The answer is 2.5 meters. What is the question?
I think the question is, how long do I think a frisbee field should be so that our team can finally win?
Even then, I
It's
reckon
damning.
you're pushing it.
I believe the question is, how long does the average American think 12 inches is?
That's good.
That is good. I'll give you that one, Manu. So Manu, 2-1 up. The answer is Joe Biden. What is the question?
I believe the question is, how would you describe severe dementia and arthritis in 2 words?
Poor man, dude. He's not even here. He can't even defend himself.
There's no need to do Joseph like that.
Sleepy.
Push, what do you got?
I think the question is, what is the name where I unsuccessfully complete a Joe Mama joke because he's the US president?
I like both of them.
Oh,
I'm going to give you half a point each.
oh
Yeah,
okay.
half a point each
All right,
there.
all right.
So currently it's 2.5 to Manu, 1.5 to Kush. So Kush, final one here. You can even it up, kind of. The answer is Australia Day. What is the question?
I think the question is, what day allows 56-year-old slightly racist Julie Parsons to safely express her racist and colonial opinions?
Don't you do Julie like that, man?
Dude, Julie Parsons catching an absolute stray here.
Julie do to you, man.
All right, Miguel, what have you got?
I think the question is, what is corporate Australia's favorite day to virtue signal?
Virtue signaling. I'm going to have to give that to Kush.
That's a cushy one. That's
Just how
absolutely-
specific it was.
Julie, if you're out there, let us know.
Kush has some issues with you. He's going to take umbrage with you for a few things. All right, those were my 5 answers. We'll go to Miguel. You've got 5 as well.
Alrighty, boys, I've got some answers for you. The first answer is, the answer is 10,000 yen. What is the question?
I think the question is, what is the going rate for a rub and tug in Japan?
Oh, you guys are going to Japan soon, aren't you?
Yeah.
You doing a bit of research?
He's
then?
a very informed man, it seems. Huh? I know where you're going to go missing, Sin.
I think the question is, upon currency conversion from AUD, what did the winner of a giveaway win in yen?
Meta. Very meta.
Is
$100.
it factual?
It's
It is.
$103, I think, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So.
I'll give it to Kush, dude. He did the
Fair
research. He did the metrics. The calculations are respected. Alrighty, next one. The answer is 5 seconds. What is the question?
I think the question is, how long do we actually last in bed and in a game of frisbee?
Fuck, dude, that hurts.
That's good. That's good. I think the question is, how late does my Uber Eats driver need to be before I report him?
Both are kind of true, but
Poor Deepak, bro.
I might have to give it to Kush again, bro. I like the callback.
That was a good callback.
The
It is a good
callback is
callback. It's very
unreal.
good. It is very good.
Kushi's got 2 out of 2 from me. Righty, next one. The answer is a dozen eggs. What is the question?
I think the question is, what do I need to make a dozen omelets?
Staple. It's true.
One of the all-time greats. One of the best formats of this show.
Kush.
I think the question is, what does our natural bodybuilding suggest to eat every morning?
You frequent that subreddit, do you?
Definitely not.
Kushi, you've got it again. You've got it again. I'm not paying the fucking...
That's fair.
2 more for me. The answer is the Australian Open. What is the question?
I think the question is, what is the common nickname between Djokovic's favorite competition and my ex's dating history?
I think the question is, what does everyone pretend to watch for 2 weeks in January?
Because it's true. I'll give it to you, Zeddy.
Oh, shit.
I thought Kush's was
Nah.
better. I personally thought Kush's was better.
Because that's my pet peeve. You know, going back to last week, Sydney pet peeve. That is my pet peeve. Everyone thinks they're a tennis expert for 2 weeks in January,
that's-
including
Us.
Sen and I, who are going to Melbourne this month
to watch an actual game.
Well, I think by the time this episode comes out, we would have gone and have come back.
and been experts.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Alrighty, might have done you hard there, Kush.
That's right.
Last one for me. The answer is blue eyes. What is the question?
I think the question is, what is my favorite type of dragon?
Ooh. I actually want to see where it is.
Yeah. If you say white dragon, I swear to God.
I think the question is, what does my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card and Crush have in common?
You love that kind of
I
joke.
love a little 1-2 there.
Kush, I'll give it to you. There you go.
So I ended with 6.5. So now it's between.
Me and, well, really, it's just you and Manu still.
So Mix is on 2.5.
I'm
You're
on 1.
Okay.
So we need Hail Marys here.
Yeah, you need help.
If Sen goes 5-0, he ties you.
Oh, that's correct. That's correct.
That's crazy.
All right, so moving on to my answers. The answer is Dell. What is the question?
I think the question is, who did I mistakenly think was the singer of the song Rolling in the Deep?
Oh, a little wordplay. Yes, sir.
I believe the question is, who is my favorite 3-point shooter in Charlotte Hornet history?
Fuck. Who is this guy? Is there a guy called Dell?
You don't know Del Curry, father of
Curry,
Steph
bro.
and Seth?
Dude, I was going to have the exact same joke.
Really? You picked the wrong guy to give that joke to.
Ah.
I'm going to give it to you, Seth. I'm going to give it to you.
Thank you.
It was good, but it's not for me. All right. The next one. The answer is Frisbee. What is the question?
I believe the question is, what word needs to be prefaced with ultimate to sound remotely cool?
That's good.
I think the question is, what do I stay up at night thinking deeply about?
Okay, yeah. No, that's going to mix. All right. Next one. The answer is NYPD. What is the question?
I think the question is, what 4 letters can strike fear into any African American's heart?
Ooh.
I believe the question is, what is a synonym for pigs?
I'll give it to you, Mick. I'll give it to you for that one. All right, 2 more to go. The answer is lizard. What is the question?
I believe the question is, what do you call a reptile that typically has a long body and tail, 4 legs, movable eyelids, and a rough, scaly, or spiny skin?
Oh, dear.
I think the question is, I'm due to face court for trying to illegally import what animal?
I'll give it to you, Sen. I'll give it to you for that one. All right, last one. The answer is machines. What is the question?
I think the question is, after the Chinese, who does my 95-year-old paranoid neighbor think is going to take over the world?
And lastly, I think the question is, who will be Amazon's employee of the year for 2024?
Yeah, that goes to you, Migs. That's good. That's good.
Woo! So we end that one. Hope you enjoyed that at home. Kush, I think, wins on 6.5.
I think you also got 6.5.
I think I got 5.5. I got 3 there, and I had 2.5.
No, I only got 1 in that one. Oh, no, I got 2. You're right.
2.
So you
You
got
got
5
2.
and a
So I
half.
got 5.5. Sen, you got 3.
3.
Well done. If you've got better questions at home, let us know. Ladies, let's kick off the new year with a toast to Manscaped, our go-to for grooming greatness. As we embrace 2024, it's time to elevate our men's self-care routine with Manscaped's new Performance Package 5.0 Ultra, the ultimate confidence booster for any man. And here's a little gift from us to you. Use code TCB for exclusive 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Have him join 9 million men worldwide who've already elevated their game with Manscaped TM, because a well-groomed man is the best kind of present. Cheers to a fabulous new year. Kush, Manscaped, Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. Why should the people at home get it?
Look, we say this so many times, but if you really want the smoothest trim on the most sensitive of skins in your body, just get the trimmer, man. Just get the trimmer, because you're going to be feeling so good after that trim. And so will others, hey, by the time you drop those pants. So.
Exactly. And included in this bundle is a brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, the Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose hair trimmer, the essential aftercare products like the Crop Soother Ball Aftershave Lotion and Crop Preserver Anti-Chafing Ball Deodorant, and 2 free gifts. And what are those free gifts? The Boxers 2.0 and the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag. Resolutions may come and go, but a well-groomed man is here to stay with Manscaped's latest and greatest. Start the new year right, because when you look good, you feel good. Embrace the confidence that comes with a well-groomed you. Manscaped, helping you sculpt the best version of yourself for the new year ahead. So with that, get 20% off and free shipping with the code TCB at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code TCB. Happy New Year to his balls.
We're back with Compare and Contrast, the tier list episode. It's been a while since we've tier listed. Probably not, but it feels like it has. And this week we're taking a trip down memory lane. Maybe for our new listeners, you might not know this, but a few years ago we did our original tier list of Australian chocolates. So we're here in 2024. We're going to do a update to it.
Revamped version.
A revamped version. You know, my palate has grown, I would say, in the last few years. So maybe there's some chocolates before that I didn't rate than I maybe right now. That's a lie. I
spent
don't.
3 years trying these.
Thinking about chocolates. Yes.
Now we're
Touring Sydney for some chocolates.
So we've got about 15, run-of-the-mill chocolates you can get at your Woolies and Coles. We'll run through them and tier list them. Alrighty, we'll start us off with a very big name. First one we'll look at is Mars.
I'm indifferent to a Mars bar.
Really?
I don't know the last time I have gone out and purchased a Mars bar.
It's
That
just
is
there,
true.
it just exists. It's like all those middle-aged people suffering an identity crisis. That's what Mars bars is.
So like us.
Pretty much, yeah, like us. It's just there in the store. Will you ever buy it?
I haven't bought a Mars bar, I reckon, in 10 years.
But also at the same time, if there is a wide variety of chocolate bars, the Mars might be one of the first few I might pick up.
Honestly, no, it's not.
Really?
I'm not picking up. If you gave me a box of, I know it's not in a favorites box, but if you gave me a box of, assorted chocolates, I don't think Mars is in the top 5.
Well, you like Mars pods?
I love Mars pods, but that's because it's in pod form,
Yeah, it's not the bar. We're talking about the bar here.
Yeah, the natty bar itself,
The-
I'm not the biggest fan of.
Is it a lack of nuts, lack of texture? Because it's
too
just
sticky, man. I don't like the stickiness to it.
Yeah.
And it's not, supported by taste.
the filling is one homogeneous, sticky, gooey.
It
something.
It tastes plain, and I feel like more recently it's tasting more and more plasticky.
Mm.
It doesn't taste like actual caramel and whatever the other thing in it is.
So in terms of the tier list, all things considered, where is it going?
I have my respect for Mars. It's an absolute
It's a great planet.
stalwart of the genre. But it's you're not writing home about getting a Mars bar. You're not over the moon about getting a Mars bar. It's a very much middle of the road.
If I say serviceable, what do you say?
I think it's perfectly inserviceable because I know for a fact I will be choosing it over some other chocolates.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
But
it has
it's
its
not
time and
you're
place.
not buying it, and it's not your first choice in an assortment.
No.
Dare I say it's last resort then if I'm not buying it?
The last resort is like if I'm fucking need a chocolate,
Yeah.
and if it's
True.
there, I'm like, but I need something. That's a
Agreed.
last resort.
And there are times where you definitely are craving a Mars bar. Every now and then you might hanker
Every
for
leap
one.
year.
Yeah, exactly.
that's
So, we'll put into service.
Serviceable.
All right, next up we have Mars's friend, Snickers.
Snickers, I feel, it's Mars, as you said, it's a Mario to Luigi. It's Mars's brother. It's a Mars bar with nuts in it.
But who is the Batman and Robin? And if we're talking about Snickers and Mars, is Snickers the Batman or is Mars the Batman?
Mars is absolutely the Robin. Snickers is clear of Mars. It's not even close.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the Snickers just has it because of the nuts, man.
The nuts just add so much to it.
Who doesn't like a bit
the
of
texture
nuts?
does it for. Hey?
Hey, what did you say?
Hey.
So then the nuts, Zurfi, the extra texture.
Yeah, I agree. But okay, so we're saying it's better than Mars.
Yeah.
Are we saying it's therefore? Are we saying goat tier even or
No. I'm not goat tier.
not
It's
goat tier?
definitely not goatee, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind purchasing a Snickers bar.
I was gonna say I reckon in the last year I've gone to Woolies.
I'll pick it up.
I've perused the chocolate, and I reckon I've picked up a Snickers.
So you go on aisle 7, chocolates and confectionaries.
Yeah.
You're going to the single serve chocolates. You see all of them are 30% off. Snickers is catching your eye.
I reckon I'm picking
I think
up a
it is
Snickers.
absolutely.
All right, fair enough. So where are we putting it? Good.
I reckon Snickers in the
It's
good.
good.
All right, next up we have Kinder Bueno. I am a slut for Kinder Bueno.
I've never been a fan.
Really?
I've
Sorry?
never been a fan of Kinder.
How dare you badmouth a Kinder Bueno? That might be one of my go-to
Yeah.
purchases
Really?
off the shelf.
Yeah.
Kinder Bueno white.
I only
That is a banger and a half.
I only used to buy them with that little toy inside.
Oh, you mean the eggs?
The egg.
Yeah.
The Kinder Surprise.
We ain't talking about the
We're not talking about
surprise,
the egg.
brother.
We're not talking about the egg.
Wait, what's the?
We're talking about the long bar, little
Come
wafer in it. Get your phone, find a picture, send and I will waffle on about it.
You know what a Kinder,
Kinder
Bueno is.
It comes in a
Dude.
stick. You can snap it into individual blocks. On the bottom, there's some sort of, what is it, like
wafer.
and then it's coated with some sort of like
Oh, yeah.
powdery
Oh,
something.
And then the feeling for me is what makes it the
Oh
banger.
my God.
I've never been a fan for this.
Have you even had one, Kush?
I actually have had one. I think it's contradictory. You have this wafer and you also have this creamy sort of texture, as you said, but they don't work well together. Like sometimes I'm biting into the wafer and it's this really hard, like tasty wafer, and then comes in the cream part, and it's like a little 1-2, you know.
I think it is well balanced.
Yeah, I think it's very well
I don't
balanced.
think
For
it's
me,
balanced.
Kinder Bueno reminds me of childhood. It It reminds me of being, an 8-year-old kid. I went to Woolies with my mum. I would always pick up a Kinder Bueno.
Comes in 2 sticks.
2 sticks. You eat
If you're
one,
not feeling it, you can share the other one or save it for later.
Yeah, you eat one on the way home and then another one later on when you're at home.
The plastic wrapping with the gold tab, you just
I will say there is a bit too much plastic for me in that one.
save the environment, but it is an unreal chocolate bar.
I'm putting it in good tier. I don't care what you guys say.
For me, it's a Kinder No Bueno.
No Bueno.
No Bueno.
No bueno.
No
Where would you?
bueno.
I'm putting it muy bueno.
I'm putting it second last, man, in my opinion.
Second last.
It's a last resort for me.
That's disrespectful. Like, genuinely, it is a very
Hot
good
take, you
chocolate.
say?
That is a very hot take.
Okay.
I am slightly pushing goat tier for me, personally.
It's on the same level as Snickers for me.
All right. Put it in. It is what it is.
All right, next up, we have an Australian classic, Caramelo Koala. I remember when we blind ranked chocolate, or I blind ranked chocolate a few months ago at this point. You gave me Caramelo Koala in my top 5, and I think I put it number 5.
I would agree.
And I stand by it.
I think it is the worst caramel variation in this multiverse of chocolates.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I don't think the caramel works well in the koala.
No.
It's like
a cheap caramel.
Yeah. It's also incredibly sticky.
Yeah.
And the taste is so overpowered on the caramel side. Like there's actually no balance. You know how normally caramels is like, I don't know how to describe it, but you know when you have your Caramilk or your Kit Kat caramel one, it's just enough.
It's a fine line between being overpowering and that perfect blend.
And this one, it is chocolate and caramel. So there should be a balance between the two, but there just never is.
You know what the worst part about a caramel koala is sometimes? When you get the koala unopened yet, and it's been a bit through a wear and tear, and you open it up and the caramel has leaked all over the wrapping.
Oh, yeah.
And then you try and handle it and it's all over your fingers and it's all sticky and everything.
Oh, it's disgusting.
And then if you really want the caramel, you have to suck it out of the fucking wrapping.
It's like a super duper at that point.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly.
It can get a bit festy.
I don't mind a caramel koala, but it is overrated.
Very overrated.
It is overrated.
Is it overrated? Does anyone rate it anymore?
I think it is well rated in like the iconic Australian zeitgeist,
I think it had its place. I was a Caramelo Koala fan back in, I reckon 2014, 2013 in year 10, 11.
So when the bloke comes around with the Freddo mixed fundraiser box,
in high school,
are you picking out a Caramelo Koala?
Yeah, when the guy came around with the fundraiser box, I always went for the Caramelo.
But dare I suggest that's because half of them are strawberry, mint,
strawberry was way worse as well.
Other poo flavors.
Or the original. You either picked up the caramel or the original one.
It was always the original for me. Look, Caramel Koala is like when Ford beat Ferrari in that race one time, It's done. Its time is done.
Yeah, the era's over.
Yeah, it's done. It's time for them to retire. And for that, I think it's a last resort.
Is it I was going to say just
Would
trash,
you pick up a Caramelo Koala and eat it?
You know what? I think, Kush is right. Last resort, if push came to shove, if there was a few, chocolates left and a few poo ones, I would probably pick up.
Like if you're at a party and that's what's left in the bowl, I'll still take it.
I'll still take it.
Yeah, there are some chocolates I know for a fact I will not eat.
Exactly.
So,
and that's why I can't put it trash.
Exactly.
All right. Caramel Koala goes straight into last resort.
Oh, TikTok will love that one.
All righty. Next up, we have another Australian classic. We have Dairy Milk. So just your normal run-of-the-mill Cadbury Dairy Milk.
Glass and a half full.
It's the classics. Run the classics. Man.
It is.
Whatever it is.
But I think recently the formula's changed.
I think I've read something like that, yeah.
You've noticed some chemical change?
I swear if you could go back in time and you could go back to your childhood and taste the Dairy Milk and compare it to the Dairy Milk today, there is a noticeable difference.
Run me through. Well, what's the difference? Is it what is this? The texture? Is it the chocolate?
Have you tried like a Hershey's or like one of those American chocolates?
But that's like more chemically. Like you can taste the chemicals on it.
It's gone from being more milky to being more like that plasticky, chemically.
My friends, the cost of cocoa has gone up and the cost of milk has gone up.
How is the cost of cocoa? Isn't it just
It's skyrocketed, mate.
They're getting these poor little Brazilian kids to do it for like $3 an hour or something. How is the price of cocoa?
Have you seen how much chocolate is these days?
Yeah.
Those bars are like $2.50 now. Like the single, they used to be like $1.
That is disappointing to see an absolute classic,
An Australian icon. Cadbury is Australian, right?
I know for a fact multiple times after school, you go to that convenience shop, get a little can. But you know what? I see a little Cadbury bar as well. I'll cop one of those as well. No problems.
A little niche extra here. If you get just the dairy milk, you get a bit more than the other bars in terms of weight. I like that as well.
If I'm looking at Snickers versus the classic Cadbury, I think I'm still choosing the Snickers over.
Yeah, I'm still choosing.
Really? I am picking a dairy milk over like 95% of items.
The normal version.
In the current state.
In the current state, no less.
Nah.
I had a dairy milk bar the other day. I think it was still absolutely delightful.
No, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree there. I think they've fallen off a hill, and they are pretty expensive for what it is, which is just your normal generic milk chocolate bar. It shouldn't be that expensive, and they've also gotten smaller in size. They used to be like 250 grams, now it's 180 grams, or double check whatever that is.
So what are you saying? Are you saying serviceable, Sen?
I'm saying, yeah, I would say serviceable. It's on the same level as a Mars bar for me. Like, I have respect for it. I'll definitely still eat it. But there are definitely better ones and there are definitely worse ones
Absolutely.
as well.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This
What-
is blasphemy. This is un-Australian.
You're saying
Some might say.
You're saying it should be good.
I'm saying for me, push is GOAT, bro.
Nah. Look.
So good minimum for me personally.
Pretty sure 90% of the Cadbury variations are better than the main.
No way.
Yes,
well,
bro.
we've got another dairy milk Cadbury
It's a big hitter. That one.
variation coming up. So we'll get to that. But right now, we're talking
Dude,
about
this is blasphemy.
what are we saying? We need to
I'm
find
out, but I'm outnumbered. I'm 2-1, dude.
Let's put it in serviceable. Sorry,
It's
Biggs.
got to be serviceable.
Dude,
for me.
let him have it.
All right, next up, I alluded to this one before, the heavy hitter, the big one. We all know where this one's going, but we'll talk about it anyway. We got Caramilk.
Send it. Send it.
Do we even need to discuss?
Nah,
it.
it's straight to the top.
This is still the GOAT.
Yeah, I was going to say, when we did this a few years ago,
Yeah.
we had Caramilk at the top, no questions asked, undisputed champion of this
The
division.
taste hasn't changed. Like,
No.
it hasn't. It's still the perfect mixture
Dude,
of caramel.
For those uninitiated, what is Caramilk?
It's caramel and white chocolate. Am I not mistaken?
Caramelized white chocolate.
Yeah.
is the version.
beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
Heaven's nectar in other languages.
Dude, I will say the one thing I don't like is how much they've been pumping out the Caramilk in other forms.
Like
As in-
Caramilk twirl, Caramilk.
Exactly. They've been chucking Caramilk into everything. You have there's the ice cream version of Caramilk. Do they even have Caramilk hot cross buns? So search for
Did
that
see
when
that.
it comes to, closer to Easter. Or even now, I've seen it at fucking Woolies. They'll be putting it out now, but there'll be Caramilk hot cross buns.
Sounds pretty good, man. I don't know.
I would prefer the normal
Okay.
hot cross, like the dairy milk hot cross buns. So that's the only thing I have against the Caramilk.
You know what I had the other day? You said we're at XS Espresso. A nice little cookie dough topped with Caramilk. My God, what an addition that Caramilk was.
Yeah, that looked
The
good.
molten Caramilk. Oh my
Oh.
days.
But there's Caramilk smoothies, there's Caramilk this, Caramilk that. So they are, kind of oversaturated.
But we're
the
talking
market.
about the chocolate here.
But talking about just the chocolate alone, it's got to be
This
the
is
go.
number
Goat.
one.
Send it.
All right, Caramilk goes to the top. All right, next up we have another absolute classic. We have M&Ms. And I've gone just the normal M&Ms,
The milk.
but I will happily hear arguments for peanut M&Ms.
So I want to take you all back to a core memory I have, right? 2020 lockdown, I believe. 2020, yes?
Yes.
We're playing Warzone. And then, we all die and we're waiting for the next game to load. And I hear a Shorba say, "Give me 1 second, I'll be back." All right, we all wait. And the next thing I hear are some tiny little crunches on the microphone. And I ask, "Who's munching on that?" And Zorba Smith gave me a lovely soliloquy on how peanut M&Ms are one of God's best creations.
Mm.
Do you still stand by that?
I stand by that. Peanut M&Ms and Caramilk are always the two that I'm looking at first, no matter what.
Yeah.
God damn, peanut M&Ms, dude, the crunch. Oh,
He hit me with a goddamn, bro.
dude, praise the Lord, I tell you that much.
I got peanut M&Ms last week.
They're still brilliant.
They lasted a day, I reckon. I absolutely demolished
A
it.
day. That's
Yeah.
pretty long, brother.
I'm a contrary. I got normal M&Ms the other day. That lasted me a day. I'm more of a fan of the normal.
I don't like the normal.
I love the normal M&Ms.
Nah.
I love it with a passion.
I see nothing special in the normal M&Ms.
Yeah, it
Absolutely
does nothing for me.
It feels like just a gimmick. Here are some colored chocolates. That's it.
Yeah.
Nah, dude. Back in the military, they needed chocolate that didn't melt. They made M&Ms.
Is that actually how
Goat
M&Ms
status.
was created?
Yes. They don't melt
That is true.
They don't melt? Seriously?
because of the coating. They don't melt. Maybe the ink might or whatever, the dye might
The
melt
coloring
a little.
might, but the
in your
actual
hand, it
chocolate-
might melt. But in the package, have you ever had a molten M&M?
Oh, I actually haven't. But then imagine when they made a crunchio with a peanut. That's what I'm
Dude,
telling you.
Dare I say, I'm a crispy fan as well.
I've never tried it.
You've never tried a crispy M&M?
Crispy one as well.
I stick to peanut.
Next time they're on sale, get some.
I've
Try
been
it.
put off by the flavor. There was like a cookies and cream one, which was
There's like a
horrible.
brownie one. There's a
Yeah.
honeycomb one.
The brownie and the cookies and cream one were shit.
Mm.
Just terrible. I will say the standard M&M does nothing for me, but the peanut one,
All right, let's maybe tier list just the peanut M&M then. Actually, no, we'll do both. We can do both. Where are we putting the normal M&M?
Again, I think I'm a completely different. Good. I think it's good. The normal M&M.
I'm happy to put it in.
Put in good? All right. For me, it was a serviceable. I know for a fact that I choose Snickers.
Tell me
over
you
normal.
are at a function and you see a bowl of normal M&Ms. You're not grabbing a
If
handful
I
and
see
enjoying
that
it.
or Snickers, I'm taking the Snickers. That's for sure.
And then where are we putting the peanut M&Ms?
Send it up. Send it
I
up.
think, yeah.
It's the goat.
Goat?
I can respect the peanut M&M.
It's goated.
All right, peanut M&M, goated. All right, next one could be a controversial one. We have cherry ripe.
What are your thoughts on a cherry ripe, Kush?
I vomit every time I see it.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's disgusting.
It is repulsive.
It's the worst type of red. If you're looking at the color gradients on Adobe and you see red, I don't know what the fuck they chose for cherry ripe.
What's the hex code for it?
I don't know. It's
It's
probably
like
deleted.
FF0 suck my ass is a shit chocolate or something, dude.
Dude, it's like a disgusting red. I don't know how to describe it. It's like the red that you get out of vomit or like poo or something like that. It's just not good.
I love
Cherry
ripe.
and chocolate.
What did you say?
I love a cherry ripe. But I know that that'll be, you guys will not hear a bar of it, so I'm not going to even try and argue this one.
So
Who's picking a
disgusting,
cherry
bro.
ripe?
Honestly,
Bro.
me.
I've seen countless assortments of chocolates, and what do I see left? Cherry ripe.
Always it's cherry ripe.
Dude, in a box of favorites, I'm going for the cherry ripe first, and then second, I'm going for the Turkish delight.
Bro, those two are the worst.
I will share a favorites box with you because you're going to get the poo and I'm going to get the golden nuggets, man.
He's going to get the white Cadbury. He's going to get the picnics. You're going to stick with the cherry ripe
Dude,
Turkish.
that's fine. You can have all that. Dude, cherry ripe is a humble little chocolate that tries its best, and it has its fans and it has its detractors.
I think it tries
that's
its
fine.
best, but it gets an F grade, in my opinion.
Trash.
It's never passed
I have
school.
never.
It's not trash. Though.
No.
Even when Willy Wonka was creating chocolate, he said, fuck cherry ripe. And that's word for word what he said.
From the new Wonka movie.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet said that out
Looked down
loud.
the barrel of the camera and he said, fuck your cherry ripe. Nah, look, cherry ripe has the people who love it and it has the people who hate it. So therefore it averages out to be absolutely middle of the road.
If we look at all the chocolates here, probably 90% of the population, if they needed a dessert, they will still eat it. Cherry ripe is getting left untouched by a lot of people.
This has
it's
to go
last
last.
resort.
No,
I think
this
it's
goes
trash.
last. This goes trash, Said. I'm
Alright.
sorry, but like,
Let the record show. I disagree with this. Cherry ripe is quite good. It shouldn't be in trash.
well, tough luck. It's in trash.
Nah, world's smallest violin, mate.
All right, next up we have the Rohits of chocolate. We have Flake.
You know, his nickname for me on Messenger is still Cadbury
Is it
Flake.
still?
Yeah.
I like Flake as a concept.
As a concept, I agree. But don't
Yeah.
you think it's doing too much? It's like the kid who always raises their hand and, miss
It's-
homework, sir, homework.
It's
You
all
forgot to mark the homework,
That's
sir.
what Flake feels
it's
like to
all
me.
style and no substance.
Yes, a bit of show, no, don't tell. You know what I'm
the
saying?
It's a Hatton Ben Arthur of chocolates, man.
Dude,
It's-
the streets will never forget.
exactly. Adele trapped, bro.
Dude, you open a Flake. The second you open a Flake, you might as well get your Dyson up next to you because you're going to be cleaning that shit up for the next 10 minutes.
It's just, it does
Dude,
too
like,
much
do they
in your mouth.
purposely, like, when the Woolies guys are putting it on the shelf, are they purposely crushing the shit up already? Like, dude, it starts to melt quickly. It, like, sheds all over you.
Yeah.
It still tastes good, but it's just a nightmare to eat.
It is an absolute nightmare. The whole design of it, shocking. Just
Yeah.
shocking.
But I guess that's the whole point of it, right?
Does
But
the
it
light and
insists upon
airy
itself.
does the light and airiness do anything for you?
Yeah, I like it. Like like I said, in terms of taste, I love it. But I just always dread eating it because I
Is it-
know this shit's gonna like melt and I'm gonna have to like have it rubbed into my t-shirt somehow.
I'm probably going to have to use
Is it
Serviette.
Yeah.
Is
wash
it
my hands.
improved over normal dairy milk? That is a quintessential question because it's the same chocolate, just in different format.
No, I'm always
No.
choosing
I don't
normal,
think the
okay.
flakiness even adds.
No,
Yeah.
It, dare I suggest, detracts for the reasons you've said, Sam.
I agree.
Messy eat.
Yep.
But again, it's on the table and I need a chocolate and it's there. I'm not spewing at it like a cherry ripe. I'm picking it up and eating it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last resort then.
Are we putting? So we put dairy milk in serviceable. So we're saying it's one level below that. So
It's a dairy milk just worsened.
Yeah, I agree.
serviceable it is. All right, we have another Australian classic one here. We got Milky Bar.
I am a Milky Bar kid. I love a Milky Bar.
Explain what a Milky Bar is.
A Milky Bar is a nice piece of white chocolate shaped in various characters.
But it's white chocolate.
It is white chocolate.
And it's that really sweet, disgusting kind of white chocolate. And I know all white chocolate is sweet before you guys start attacking me in the comments, but it's like that really over the top aggressive.
There is a
white
level where you go too much into the sweetness scale. But I will say the only milky stuff that I like is the Milky Way. Now, I'll tell you why. I know we're not talking about the Milky
chocolate.
Way.
No, I was going to say,
Yeah. But I love the packaging on the Milky Way. Little stars, little light blue. Milky Bar's got none of that.
No, it's got a little kid on it. A little punchable kid's got a little albino kid with white hair.
No need to slander the Milky Bar kid, man.
I don't know. Milky Bar to me is like, if I had all those chocolates that you just listed before, Sen, and someone offered me a Milky Bar, I'd probably say,
I said, no, thank you.
no, thank you.
You keep the Milky Bar, my friend.
You're not eating a Milky Bar in any circumstance.
I don't
Honestly,
think
no.
so. I don't
Seriously.
think so.
No. There's no circumstance where I want to eat a Milky Bar.
Yeah.
Like like you said, if there was no chocolate in the world and it was only a Milky Bar, man, I wouldn't have diabetes, so I'm not touching it.
It feels like outdated chocolate. You know what I mean? It's like when, Aaron Finch just retired.
Yeah,
Say goodbye to him. That's it. He won't be remembered for too long. I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
That
this
reference
is
wasted on mine.
this is crazy because I
Dude.
love cricket.
No, Milky Bar is actually trash. Like it's genuinely trash. Like if you're saying cherry ripe is trash, then Milky Bar would be 3 levels below trash.
I'll be completely honest. Milky Bar's on the same level as cherry ripe.
No, it's even worse than cherry ripe.
Calm down, sir.
I think it's way better than cherry ripe.
No way.
Look, respectfully, I disagree, but I am outnumbered once again, 2-1. Where are you guys putting
It
it?
has no redeeming qualities. It's going straight into trash.
Trash.
Next up, we got a bit of a left of field one. We have Bounty. Little coconut chocolate. Anyone? Any takers for this?
I will give you a little anecdote.
All right.
So the other day I was in Macquarie Centre and they have a nice
Shout
little
out.
donut shop in the middle. I don't know if you guys know about it. Yeah.
Dude.
Is that the mochi one?
No.
You
Some sort of loaded
Loaded.
donut,
I did
some
see that.
malarkey, right?
Yes, I did see that.
And I believe they close. Let's say they close at 6. I got there at 5:55, right? And there's a nice little sign that says 6 donuts for I think $15.
That's a great deal.
And they are big donuts. Like, my God, I will have them. So I walked up to my Filipino brother behind the counter who was on FaceTime with who I assume was his partner back home. And I was trying to get some donuts and I was trying to ask, what's this one? What's this one? He didn't answer me. He put him in my box. And I am socially awkward. So I did not have the balls to be like, I don't want that one. What is it? So I ended up getting 2 or 3 that I just wanted to inquire about, but I accidentally clicked buy now on, right? So I've come home with a box of donuts. My God, one of them was Caramilk. One of them was Mars.
Oh, these are great ones.
One of them was Bounty. I saw
Who is
the
that?
coconut on top and I saw a little Bounty bar on top. You'll never guess which donut ended up in the bin and untouched.
Bounty.
The
That
Bounty. The coconut chocolate mix that they have is not on.
But
I don't
in
mind.
theory,
Yeah.
coconut and chocolate should be, like
Yeah,
peanut butter and jelly. It should be one of the all-time great combinations.
In theory.
In theory.
But in practicality and execution, you tell me to my face that you like a Bounty.
I like a Bounty. I actually don't mind Bounty.
Kush?
Is it high up in my esteem? No.
Kush?
I would say I've had a couple, but it's not, I don't despise it like cherry ripe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just don't like Bounty. Dude, the coconut drizzle just does not work at all. One bit.
Look, I agree. I don't hate it, but I still
Are you
think-
buying a Bounty?
No.
No.
Are you buying a Bounty?
No, but if someone gave it to me for free,
I'd probably take it. Yeah, I mean, no, I'd definitely take it.
Yeah.
Over a fucking Milky Bar.
No, if someone, yeah. Oh, absolutely, please.
This is crazy.
Ooh, Bounty over like the staple Cadbury. Oh no, over the Milky Bar.
Milky
sorry.
Bar, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Every day
Yeah,
of the week.
yeah,
That's a
100%.
no-brainer.
You're
That's
treating a
no-brainer.
Bounty like a flake.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're
I
treating
would
a
say.
Bounty like, what's the other one we have?
It's on the same level. So we're saying, Flake and Caramelo Koala is what we've got in Last Resort. Would you say Bounty is there?
Bro,
I say the Bounty is like
it's a tier below, man. It's a tier below Bounty. Who touches that?
I don't know.
When I picture in my head untouched chocolates, there are cherry ripes, there might be Turkish delights, and there are Bounties.
I agree with that, but I don't think it's trash though.
I changed my tune. Bounty's trash.
It's untouched.
Yeah,
It's not touched.
yeah.
Veronica's.
I mean, look, I've had it a couple of times, and I know for a fact, cherry ripe and Bounty are probably the 2 chocolates that I've had probably historically, but I don't think I've ever touched them ever again.
Mm.
When have you ever had a hankering for a Bounty?
I've never had a hankering for a Bounty. I'll tell you that
Look,
much.
I'm not too fussed about where we put Bounty. It's not like cherry ripe where I actually really like it. Bounty, I'm happy to put in trash.
Mix,
if that's what we
you
think.
decide us on this one.
It's trash
All right,
by
there you go.
far.
It's trash. Send it back.
All right, Bounty goes into trash. Next up, we have Maltesers.
Oh, I love putting these balls in my mouth. These
I love little brown balls in my mouth.
These Maltesers. Oh, someone Honestly, I like them. I love them with popcorn, man. I know this might be a hot take.
Nah, that's fucking feral, bro. That's genuinely
I
feral.
like them with popcorn, dude, as a movie snack.
I can see it working.
It works, dude. Trust me, it works. Also, the ads. Can we just respect the old Malteser
The ads are nice and creative. I like that.
The marketing guys at Maltesers have done very well.
I'm not a fan of the most recent Malteser ad. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's just people in a cinema and they start orgasming, like literally having an orgasm while they eat Maltesers.
Yeah, that wouldn't do anything.
But the one before, the fan, you roll it down, let the fan do its magic.
Or the girl in the roundabout, like in the car.
Yeah, what is that?
These are classic ones.
It was pure simple. The whole lot of showing and not telling the audience. Just great use of marketing.
The thing I love about the Maltesers are also the variations are lovely.
The Malteser universe.
Gold, Malteser double coat.
Yeah.
Lovely.
The
Can't
MCU,
go wrong.
The Malteser chocolate universe.
Exactly. The MCU is unreal.
Yeah.
A lot of chocolates, as we've discussed, have bad variations.
Yeah.
The Malteser variations, chef's kiss.
I actually agree with that. Yeah, the Malteser variation's not bad.
For me, Malteser is one of the chocolates where I can just eat so much of it in one sitting. Like I can just sit there and demolish them, just keep going. And
Great value packs. Great value packs. Always on special, by the way, which I think
is it? Yeah, dude, I haven't seen it on special in a while.
Always on special.
So where are we putting Maltesers? Where does it sit?
I think this is just good. This is just good chocolate. I don't see a goat, but like I will choose a Caramilk over Maltesers. But damn, man, Maltesers, I will have a hankering for them time to time. So good.
Agreed.
Maltesers goes into the good. Alrighty, next up we've got the lesser known Twix. I said lesser known, but not really. It's just, I guess, less favored.
What makes up a Twix? It's got the chocolate on the outside,
the biscuit.
It's got a thick biscuit, and it's got
caramel.
Not the greatest caramel variation, I think.
No, and my problem with Twix is the biscuit always tastes a bit off.
Yeah.
It's a bit dry, it's a bit crumbly, and it tastes like it's expired.
It's like an old Scotch finger or something.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. But it's like a Scotch finger that's been sitting out in the air for like 2 days.
Yeah.
I feel like I've remembered recently you've offered me a Twix then. I feel like you've bought a Twix and offered me some.
Yeah, where
so
was
it is
that?
a chocolate you're choosing to buy.
I'll buy it. Yes, I remember when we went to the Women's World Cup back in September.
So he offered me a Twix.
I had a hankering for a Twix that day.
Interesting.
I said no thank you.
And I'll be honest, it wasn't a great Twix. So where do we see Twix going?
It looks like you bought that chocolate as a last resort maybe at the World Cup.
And the experience was also uninspiring.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it was. I looked at the chocolates. I saw the Twix was on sale, and I'm like, I haven't had a Twix in a while. Let me remember what it tastes like.
There you go.
I think I remember even asking you, like questioning, you bought a Twix?
Yeah.
And you were just like, yeah, I wanted one. That's the question that came to mind. So that should speak to the level of a Twix.
Resort.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a Twix because
you wanted to go down memory lane.
You know what? Yeah. And
you realize why you blocked it out of your memory.
Exactly. I realized why I haven't bought one in years. So Twix last resort. Alrighty, 2 more to go. Next up, we have Crunchy. I hate Crunchy. Who asked for a Crunchy? Well, like, what is that texture? Why do I want the soft honeycomb and then the hard, whatever the fuck that is? I don't even know what that is. But dude, you bite into a Crunchy thinking it's nice and soft, and you end up having to go to a dentist and getting, your tooth chipped or getting it fixed or whatever.
Sounds like you may have a canal problem or a cavity.
Dude, I just want a chocolate. I don't want dental work done.
I like it.
Dude, that shit is hard, bro. It's like eating a brick.
This is what I was saying before. Kinder Bueno, I don't really like the contradictory textures. Crunchy sells me that texture perfectly, not only through its name.
No, man.
But the first bite, man. I love a bit of honeycomb, man.
No.
I love a Crunchy. I love a Crunchy, man. We were at a friend's house the other day. There was a favorites box. I was picking out the Crunchies, dude. When it's in the little bite size, well, you can have it all.
I don't know if I could take it in one bite. A Crunchy.
Dude, you couldn't, bro. What do you mean?
No, I'm talking about the favorite. Favorites one is tiny.
The snack size I had in 2 bites. I'll level, but
maybe
getting that
4
first
bites for me, it's a bit tough. The Crunchy, it is tough.
It gets the hard stuff gets so chewy and it gets stuck in your teeth and
delicious.
Dude, it is the worst chocolate.
I would say it is another one that's sort of tough to eat, tough to decipher.
So
in your
hard
mouth,
to eat.
Like you said with the flake, there's a bit going on in your mouth, a bit too much, I'd say.
Senny, sounds like you're low on calcium.
I'm scared to eat a fucking Crunchy, bro.
I will say, is Crunchy better than a flake and a Twix?
Yes,
it is.
I'm putting it on that level.
I would say Crunchy is better than that, but is it Crunchy better than Snickers?
No.
Then I think we know where we're putting it mix. This sounds like Crunchy does the job. It's
serviceable for me. It is absolutely serviceable.
All right. So Crunchy goes right in the middle. And that leaves us with our final one. So last up, we have Kit Kat. One of the all-time greats.
Like another
Staple.
classic. And dare I say, one of the most valuable chocolates you can get in the market.
Absolutely.
4 bars.
For the price of one.
4 bars for the price of one. Honestly, class. And I love the idea of the break, man. The break and tear. I know they have that whole little segment there, but just passing it out to 4 friends, man. Beautiful.
Or, if you're not that hungry, have one now, and then you can save the other 3 for later.
I don't think I've ever successfully saved
No,
Kit Kats.
obviously not.
Yeah.
I've eaten all of them in one go.
But dude, there's something satisfying breaking it perfectly, leaving the trio behind as you devour one. Then you come back and, bring it to a duo.
Well, we have
From squads to trios to duos to solos.
we have friend of the show, Rohan, who used to eat his Kit Kats by going
Okay, that's
like across.
That's fucked.
A bit of fun.
Do you remember? I forgot which chocolate it was, but he said he used to eat like a whole block of chocolate, like put the entire thing in his mouth, like basically suffocate himself.
It was the how you can buy large size Freddos and Caramelo Koalas? It was like 2 or 3 Freddos. He would devour, so it coats his mouth.
His whole mouth.
You know when you eat so much chocolate that like you can't really swallow properly?
Dude, he was glazing his throat with chocolate.
Anyways, Kit Kat.
Goated.
Very good.
In terms of
Kit Kat Gold.
Yeah, we're talking about the variations. Kit Kat has the best variations.
Kit Kat caramel. Oh, that's
the
a strong
cookies
one.
and cream.
Strong.
What about the Japanese ones? The green teas,
the strawberry one,
strawberries. I assume there's black sesame, etc., etc.
All solid.
All of them are at least 8 out of 10 and above.
Kit Kat ice cream, not that great.
I've never tried it.
I haven't tried any of these.
But we're talking about the
chocolate
chocolate.
Just the chocolate.
Just the chocolate.
Is it as good as Caramilk?
Oh, I want to say that it is.
I think it might be.
I think it might be. I think Kit Kat is up there, dude.
Yeah. It's one of the staples that just gets it right. Not from a design perspective, but also just from a taste perspective.
Yeah. Like I haven't had a bad Kit Kat flavor.
So the next question, is it better than a Snickers? Is it better than a Kinder Bueno? Is it better than normal M&Ms? Is it better than Maltesers?
If you gave me those 4 plus Kit Kat in there and you offered me one of them, I'm taking the Kit Kat.
I think I would just take the Kit Kat. Agreed.
I think it's a toss-up. But for me, good.
Is it goat though? I don't know.
I think it might be good. Look, Australia honestly has great chocolate. Like it really does when you compare it to other countries. So putting it in goat with the other 2, I'm actually not too fast.
What are we saying?
I'm not strongly opposed to moving it to goat. I personally think it's good, but
Sam,
I think it's the borderline of good and goat,
where do you want to put it, Sam?
Can we create our own Kit Kat?
we're not
category?
creating a
we
Kit Kat
cannot.
tier.
I'm going to have to put it in good,
In good, okay.
unfortunately.
All right.
But, a little asterisk there to know that, we thought that it could be goat.
We gave it a thought.
We
That's
gave
what
it a
counts.
thought.
All right. That's all the chocolates. And you will run us through the entire tier list.
Trash tea at the bottom. We have Cherry Ripe, Milky Bar, Bounty. Harsh on Bounty, if you ask me. In last resort, we have Caramelo Koala, Flake, and Twix. In serviceable, we have Mars, Dairy Milk, and Crunchy. In good, we have Snickers, Kinder Bueno, M&M's Normal, Maltesers, and Kit Kat. And in the goat tier, we have Caramilk and Peanut M&M's.
Not a bad list.
Not a bad list.
I'm happy with that.
I'm pretty happy with that.
I think Dairy Milk has been done dirty here.
Yeah, potentially. And maybe Cherry Ripe as well.
No, definitely
I would
not.
say just the dairy milk.
Just Dairy Milk is a contention. The rest, I think we've, good spots.
Yeah.
All right, let us know how we went. That brings us to the end of an excellent episode, my friends. The chocolate tier list. I reckon that's going to be a banger. Let us know how we go. You can find all of our prior episodes and clips on TikTok and or Instagram. You can find us on YouTube at Critical Banter. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please give us a 5-star rating. We would absolutely appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys next week.